feel like maybe they should be like that until they have to be like 16.
But you got to know that every second before and every second after, they're like little disasters running around, and then they kiss, and it's like,
right? But it doesn't matter because those little things. I remember I used to stress out over like if my kids were going to take a nap.
yeah,
Like they're not on their schedule,
Right.
or like they didn't eat
Yes,
their food,
yes.
or like, and you get really stressed over those
right?
things.
And then what?
And then what? Well, then in 9th grade they start to drink.
And you
So
wish that your biggest problem
you
was
wish,
when they're
right,
in a nap.
or that they didn't. If they didn't go to sleep at 7 o'clock, you're like whole night, and
Right,
the next
right.
morning's ruined. That is all like. That's why I think grandparents have the best roles.
Temporary
because
parenting.
they're so cool with it. They give the kids whatever they want, and
Yeah.
then like they hand them back to you.
Yeah.
So it's, they get it. Like all this.
Look, we try to hand our kids back, but the hospital won't take them. Our nanny won't take them. So we're stuck with them. They're just sort of ours. Hey guys, you remember?
Wait. Marv is saying hello to me. Hi, Marv.
Marv is saying hello to Lance. So now Lance is taking people.
Sorry.
That's great. Marv,
I'm
say
sure
hello
everybody's
to
here for
Corey.
me.
Corey is a beacon of beauty. Lance, while in his
Is
own
not.
mind and in his own right, is a
It's
very
very far from
handsome
a beacon
man.
of
Is no Corey. Can we just?
We are in agreement.
But I am a Jewish woman.
Corey is
What
a
does
Jew.
that
I'm a
mean?
Jewish
I don't
woman.
know.
What is that?
I
Like
don't
we
even
could
know
be
what that
further
means.
from Jewish women on a spectrum, but you know what? Right in here, we're both Jewish women.
Right.
We were talking about parenting, and then we'll get into everything else.
Okay.
Because Corey was giving me this amazing advice, which is, yes, it's okay to stress about the nap time a little bit, but put it in perspective because you have an entire lifetime of stresses that as they get older, the problems get older and the problems get bigger and
Right.
more mature. So what?
When
give me a
you
little
think
advice.
like also your little kids are like in this phase, then they grow out of it in a minute. Like nothing in life is permanent, I feel like. And if you could get beyond like I don't know, I'm trying to talk about maybe being anxious. I feel like with the world that we live in today, I have like this underlying anxiety about everything, but I always see like if something's going one way, in a week or two or in a month, maybe it will change.
At this age, at my kid's age, or just in general?
I think at every age.
Okay.
So, like kids can go through rough periods, like in the teenage years. Right. So now I've jumped to the teenage years. So I'm talking about more like with you, like
how old are your
nap
kids?
time.
How many kids do you have, boy, girl? Tell me.
Okay.
Just lay it all out there.
I have
for me,
4
Corey.
kids. I have
4?
Yes, all girls.
Oh.
All girls. That's why I had to get into the beauty business because
Oh.
you could go broke. So I had to like have a beauty business just so I'd be able to, buy wholesale everything.
Yeah,
You
that's too
really
much.
go
Okay.
broke.
All right.
So anyway,
Ages.
28 is my stepdaughter. She's married in the city to the greatest guy. Like
Love that.
love my
Love
son-in-law.
that.
Wish all my daughters could find someone so fabulous.
Amazing.
My 20-year-old is going abroad on Monday to Australia, which I'm kind of
Wow.
nervous about, but you gotta let them go.
Right. That's what I say. You got to let them go in order to let them grow.
Right. And when could she ever do
Copyrighted.
this? Like move to somewhere for 5 months
Right.
on the other side of the world. It's
5 months?
yeah, it's a whole semester.
Wow. I
So
suddenly got nervous for her daughter. Okay, go on.
So she's 20. Then I have a 17-year-old who's turning 18 next month who is going to college. We move her in August 25th.
Where's she going?
She's going to Tulane.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's, it's far.
Yeah.
And then I have my baby. I can't believe I'm saying she's my baby. She's 16,
Wow.
and she's going into the 11th grade, which is the craziest year, okay? 11th grade is like the most intense year with like all the testing, like ACT, SAT.
Oh, yeah.
You need a college advisor, which, by the way, you better start saving now for a college advisor because...
What do you mean? You have to pay for that?
Okay.
I love that she laughs. We're trying to save up for preschool, for like a threes program.
Forget it. You're just... I can't even tell you what's in store for you. Right, living in the city... schooling is a fortune. But these college advisors, that's something that's a booming business. And in the city, I heard you could pay $75,000 for someone to advise your kid.
Advise on what? Where to go?
Okay, as we get old, as the years go on, to get into college is becoming more and more competitive. Look, this is real because I'm experiencing it. So I experienced it with Heather, then Brooke, and now Paige, and now with Remy.
Okay, first of all, great names. Sorry, just on an aside, you went 4 for 4 with names.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
Usually the average is like 3 for 4. Like no one bats 1,000. That's awesome. Go on.
Thanks. So, so this last time with Paige was like, it's so competitive. It seems like the kids in like the tri-state area all want to go to like the same 10 schools.
Right. Always. But it's always been like that from the beginning of time.
But I guess now more than ever, maybe more kids are applying. It just, the competition is so stiff. It's crazy. So what's going to set you apart from the other millions of kids in the tri-state area? That's like your same demographic,
Right.
same type of schools,
Same upbringing,
like it's your
all of it.
Yeah. So,
Well, can I ask you something? How much of it is her being competitive? And see if you can answer this. How
Yes.
much of it is you being competitive also?
okay, I am
This is
not
where I don't know how to
the
do that.
tiger mom or the helicopter mom. Okay, first of all, I grew up in a household that was like, they let me be myself. They cared that I did work and I, was good in school, but I was the worst student. And I was the worst student because I didn't care. All I cared about were my friends and what guy I was dating. I'll be totally honest with you. And then my parents had like hard times, and like my father went bankrupt like when I was in high school. So I had to move my junior year of high school. Can you
Toughest year.
imagine?
No, it just give me the chills.
I lived in New Jersey, so I'm a Jersey girl.
Where in Jersey?
I lived in Edison, East Brunswick, and Springfield. So I moved around a lot.
Yeah, you got Jersey down.
But from East Brunswick, I was in 11th grade. I had to move to Springfield. So I think I was like completely traumatized and didn't do one thing, like work-wise in school. And my grades sucked. Luckily, I had, I was artistic, so I made a portfolio. So I got into CW Post, which is so funny. I live around the block from CW Post now.
That's funny.
I got into Monmouth College, which is now Monmouth University. And I chose Monmouth College because it was in New Jersey. It was easy to get to, and it basically was on the beach.
Right.
So
now you had your priorities completely down pat.
And then I brought my grades up because I really liked school so much, and I transferred to University of Maryland.
Nice. You became a Terp after all that.
Yes, I became a Terp. So I loved it. I loved school. So what I'm saying is, the kids now, my kids, and from all my friends' kids, they put so much pressure on themselves to excel. If my daughter gets an A-, she's pissed off. I'm like, I'd be swinging from the chandelier.
And I would imagine, is she in the, I don't know, do they have popular crowds, not so popular? Is she sort of with the...
You know what, that thing...
Is that no longer a thing now?
No, that is a thing, will always be a thing. It's still a double standard for boys and girls. However, there's certain weird things that go on, like, it's a double-edged sword. Like, a boy could be with a million girls and, like, he's cool, but a girl's still a slut.
She's got the reputation.
However, if you go to a Sweet 16, you're allowed to hook up with, which in this instance, I mean kiss. Like, a girl's allowed to kiss 12 guys if she wants, and she won't get a reputation, like at a Sweet 16. It's so weird. There are it's like a subculture, these kids, and there's certain rules that they go by.
Yeah.
It's really, really weird, and a lot less people have relationships, like have boyfriend and girlfriends, because I believe it's because of the social media influence.
So as a mom, how hard is it for you to not fight it every step of the way and just go with the way the world is changing? Because every day I'd be, listen, when I was in high school, we did it. When I was in high school, we did it. When I was in it, how do you keep yourself from doing that so that your kids actually hear you, listen to what you're saying, and absorbs, even if it's 20% of it?
Well, that's a really good question. So I've been in psychotherapy for like 17 years, and I'm really proud of it. It's like, if you never went to the gym your whole life, how's your body going to look? So I feel like if you don't go to psychotherapy, what is your brain like?
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like you can never stop talking. You have to talk from the time the kid is born, when they're 2 years old, 3 years old, talking to them like as if they get it, because eventually
they will.
Everything you put into them, they're going to get.
Right.
So whatever your morals and your values are and you want them to have, they're going to have that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what's going on in school. Like, I feel like my daughters, thank God, are like that. So they do have relationships, which is kind of not the norm. Look, I'm saying this and they're probably all laughing like, I've been with this many guys, whatever. Not to say, sorry girls, if you're watching, not to say that they shouldn't have experience. I don't think you should be with one person and get married, and like, because then I think you end up, you're in your 40s and you're like, what did I miss?
You gotta split the difference.
You gotta have some experience.
Right. I agree.
And you have to,
Yeah, well, I'm just curious. Can you name a couple of the schools that the kids today? I'm just curious. Back when I graduated high school, the schools were Johns Hopkins, Cornell, and then it was these NESCAT schools, the like Williams and Middlebury and Amherst and.
Where did you grow up?
So I actually grew up out of the country, but then we moved to Chappaqua, New York. And It was very competitive, and it was just everyone needed to go there, and I pulled myself out of that. My brother was in it because he moved up here. I was in ninth grade, and I was not in the popular crowd, but my brother was, and so when he came up, I think there were like 12 kids in his class, including him. They all went to Cornell, which was like crazy. I got myself, I couldn't deal with the competition. I wanted no part of it. I absolutely hated it, and I ended up going to Binghamton, which was good. It was a state school. Yeah, absolutely. But I couldn't get into the like Johns Hopkins, and the Brandeis was another one, and all of those schools were sort of the big ones. Is that kind of the same thing now?
No, now in my area anyway, and I even feel like even New Jersey, because I have so many friends all over. Oh, so many friends.
She's so popular. She has so many friends. You guys sit down. You're all going to get a turn to pretend that you are Corey's friend. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So the top schools right now, I would say people are crazy for Michigan. Like, if I see another like Blue and Maize, not like Blue and Gold, like Blue and Maize.
Really?
All over Facebook, it's like Go Blue. Like, I feel like the
Michigan,
parents attend college with their kids because
that's
of the
why I asked you if you were into,
that looks like a really fun time. Wisconsin is a huge school.
Really?
I mean, like, it's cold.
Yeah.
And Michigan is cold.
Yeah, no interest.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What other schools? There are so many schools that are so popular. Like Penn, if you're really smart, that's a big school. I'm trying to think now. I'm like at a loss for what the big schools are.
But don't you feel like if we applied now, first of all, I'd have no discipline. I couldn't even crack the SATs. I mean, when we were our age, it was 1,600. Now it's like 16,000. So you know.
If I had to study for a test
now, I have the attention span at this table.
I would actually
me too.
Even for like a real estate test. Or something.
I can't do it. But all that being said, Corey, with you didn't like school because you got moved around and you didn't care anymore, and then the grades, and then you went to Monmouth, and then you transferred to University of Maryland, and maybe it was a fantastic school, maybe it wasn't, who cares? You are where you are a lot of the times, and I think this is what college kids don't always get because of what's in here, right? It really doesn't matter where I go. Stephanie went to Middlebury and then transferred to Georgetown, and I went to Binghamton. We both ended up at NBC News doing the exact same job, right? So you went through a period where you didn't care about grades and you didn't care, and look what brought you to where you are now. You have drive, you have success, you opened up this amazing business because of all what's in. I mean, you have it in you. So I think a lot of these kids place so much pressure on themselves to get into the school, or it's never going to work out for them. You're the perfect example of how it doesn't matter what happens in your past. If you're destined to do something, if you really want to do it, if you have the gusto to go out there, if you have the balls to go do it, you do it, and you're successful at it.
And the passion, and it's true. I say to my kids, you could go anywhere and everywhere and go to the best schools ever, and then it's what you do with it after. And
I'm putting my hair up. Do you see that? Because I'm gonna like sweat the rest of this interview out if I don't. Sorry.
It's nice under here. It is 112
It's 112 degrees outside right now.
Crazy.
So I'm not wearing
We're in
pants.
the middle of a heat wave.
I actually have no pants on because it's so hot. She's wearing pants. I got no pants on. Fine, I have pants on. God, Lance. Okay, my apologies. Go on.
No, so I'm saying it's what you do with it, and it's the passion. And I also think like what I've been going through for the last like 5 years with like, creating the spa and doing all these things. It's like you really like at every turn there's failure. Or there's someone that's going to knock you down and be like, you can't do this, or you're not going to get this, or this line's not for you. Like, there's so many no's and rejections. It's almost like being like an actor, probably.
I was just going to say it.
I feel like the people who make it in acting, or let's say in anything. I think this applies to anything. You just don't take rejection personally. You just keep going forward like nothing matters. Like I was watching this documentary, which a lot of people are talking about right now. Wiener. Did you see Wiener? It's on demand.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's so unbelievable to watch because it's so, first of all, for Huma, I felt it was like the most humiliating situation for anyone to be on.
Were you surprised that she agreed to do it?
This is what I think. I felt that the two of them were on a mission. They were stopping at nothing to be the mayor of New York City. And I believed that they felt that they could overcome this piece because of whatever they decided intimately amongst themselves. So that's what kept their drive. Like it's almost like they lived in denial. Maybe not so much her, but Anthony Weiner himself, because at like me being like watching it, I was just like, how can you take any more?
Yeah.
Like how? Like it's like almost like he's a laughing stock. And his name Weiner, he was texting his Wiener.
The irony is, it's
right.
Yeah.
And then like when he said he didn't have any more people, like, but then you did. It's like so. That becomes like a big part of your character. You can't run the city of New York, or can you? I don't know. Look at what's going on with Hillary Clinton.
Exactly.
And it's so, it makes you like start to question everything in life and like, do we really live? Where do we live? If like Hillary Clinton is getting off with those, you know, top secret emails, and Bill and the, whatever her name was, I don't know, she has a big position. And she was promised a position if Hillary makes it to president. Like, do they think we're all like dumber than dirt?
Look, the country has decided that the two best candidates to run our country and represent us in this global universe is Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump.
Right.
So, you know, it's a sort of sad state of political affairs, but that is what that is right now. And I think that it's gotten people so much, and I say this all the time, so many people are more involved in politics now than ever.
Right.
They're at least interested in it. You can have conversations with anyone on the street. At least people know who's running for president. Right. Whereas I don't know, 4 years ago, if anyone even knew who Mitt Romney was.
I liked him, by the way.
But he was a good-looking guy, and his sons
and I
were
felt like he was.
guys.
I felt like I liked the fact that he was such a family man. I don't know what that means.
You're a Jew. He was a Mormon. You guys were like a match made in heaven. So let's talk about the spa. Tell me about it, because today all I want to do is sit in your spa. I will just tell you that right now.
Well, my spa is great. I love it. It's called Truth and Beauty Spa in Roslyn Heights, New York.
Yeah.
We're right off the service road of the LIE. So if you're on your way to the Hamptons, you can stop in.
You have to.
If you're on your way home, exit 37 if you're coming from the Hamptons or out east. Exit 36 if you're coming from Manhattan.
Okay.
And you start out with your moment of truth. So you go and you sit down and you have this session with a beauty coach or a licensed medical esthetician or even a plastic surgeon. And you discuss the results you want to get and you know, what you want to do to change your skin or, you know, make yourself look better or feel better from the inside out. We give you so many recommendations.
Like, for example, if I wanted to take off this temporary tattoo that Harper put on me, your person would obviously say right off the bat, this temporary tattoo needs to come off.
This tattoo,
can't be part of my thing. Like, this is not part of who I am.
No, but you know what? It was just July 4th, so it's very festive.
Like yesterday. It's very festive.
And it's so cute that your daughter did it. So
yes.
I would kind of let it wear off in that case.
I like your spa already. I like it. All right, so my moment of truth and beauty would be to leave this tattoo on.
Right.
No, I could see people out there, someone taking a screen grab being like, oh, like, what is Jenna doing these days? She got a tattoo of a happy American flag on her shoulder. Anyway, go on. Yeah, craziness. Okay, so now you have your moment.
Yes, you have your moment.
Love that.
Which I feel like is just so great because it really starts the conversation and a relationship. I feel like in all parts of life, it's all about relationships.
Yep.
And I feel like cultivating relationship with a prospective client or patient makes so much sense because, you know, you get intimate. People want to change their lives in certain ways, and we can help them do that.
Yeah.
So
But also,
That's where it starts.
it's not, I think people think spa, and a lot of it is surface, skin, outside to inside.
Right.
But I love that you truly, truly believe that it, and it's not just something to say, and it's not a cliche, like it's got to be inside to outside.
It is.
Because you can apply as much makeup as you want, you can do as much plastic surgery and work out a ton. But if you don't have anything, if this is all hollow inside, there's no amount of anything you can do on the outside that'll ever make you feel of any value whatsoever. I feel that way about working out. Like,
so
my
true.
muscles and all of it can look great, I can have the perfect body. But if there's nothing holding it up on the inside, it's all useless to me. I'm sure you feel the same way about beauty.
I do feel the same way. That's why also, like I said, I go to psychotherapy for so many years, and I work out. I started working out again. My toe, I was cleared to work out. So, you know, it's funny, once you haven't worked out for like 3 or 4 months, it takes a little time to get your groove back.
Get your mojo back, Corey.
Oh my God.
What happened to your mojo? She had the spin shoes that she wanted to spin with the broken toe, so she cut a hole in it so the little baby toe could stick out.
Yeah.
She loves her baby toe. She saved her baby toe.
I worked yesterday, and I went to Soul Cycle at 5 o'clock, let's say. And the crazy thing about it is, and why I love the brand Soul Cycle so much, is because it's, I don't know, for me it's very emotional. Like the music, I get lost in the music. Like some people don't like loud music. I love loud music. But also do I like the other exercises, like Bar Method, which is also in my building.
Yeah.
So it's like a wellness building.
Soul is in your building also?
Soul's in my building, Bar's in my building.
Oh my God, 3-stop shop right there.
Dry Bar's in my building.
4.
Kidville is in my building. If you want to drop your kid off.
Okay, well you just sold me.
They
Because
have
I didn't
some
even know what that was
drop-off.
before I had kids, and now I'm 100% on board.
Yeah.
Kidville. All right.
So I did Soul Cycle, and I'm going through like some emotional times right now. And there was a song that the instructor played. Do you know the song by Coldplay? When Gwyneth Paltrow's father was very sick and dying, and I don't know the name of it, but the lights will drive you home, and like he says,
Fix
I'm going
you.
to fix you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Greatest song ever. Did they play that in the class?
They play. I haven't heard that song in so long.
I'd go
But when my
nuts.
dad was dying, I would do Soul Cycle after I'd come home from the hospital, and there was one instructor that would play this song, and I'd be like, you know, when you're dripping
Love
sweat.
it.
So I'm dripping sweat with the tears, and it was just so helpful for my mental state. Like that's like I just felt like you know. My mother was that person who could fix me, and my brother, like your family at that time. You know, we were all going through this, and like, you know, I don't know, it was just so intense. So I heard that song yesterday. I had this whole. It's so good to break down.
Yep.
Like, how good is it to have like a great cry?
Because it's a refurbishing, replenishing sort of like drain yourself, and whatever comes back in is all good, refreshed, reoxygenated life, right?
Yes.
It's so important. So for all these people that are having these moments that want to kill it and squash it and don't cry, or I don't want to sweat too much, I don't want to ruin my whatever, I say there's nothing more soul cleansing than just go all out, right? So take your Soul Cycle class and shut the lights and give me 100% and feel the pain, like let yourself feel uncomfortable, step outside of your comfort zone where it's foreign to you, where you don't know where you are, and then drain yourself, sweat it out, cry it out, get everything out, and when you walk out of there, you have nothing else to give. That's when everything that comes back in is life, is real, is just, and that's so growth. True. That's growth right there.
And I think that's why it works, and it's so good, and people are addicted to that.
I love that.
Right?
I love that you get that. That makes me so happy.
Because I can get lost in that.
You're supposed to.
It's like, also,
should we take it? Who is it?
Oh, it's my friend Lisa Rosenfeld.
You want to take it?
You know what? I'll call her after.
You
because
sure?
I haven't spoken to her. She was away all weekend, so it would be like a long call.
Oh, I know that kind. Is it the kind where you're like, all right, well, listen, let me get going. They're like, fine, let me just tell you 8 more things. Like,
oh,
yeah.
I'd be like, you know what, I'm filming this thing with Jenna Wolfe, and she would go, she'd be like,
she'd be like, no problem.
Because why wouldn't I take the call if I could talk?
Yeah, I guess you're
right.
Know what I mean? I should do that with my mom. But then she gets mad that you never answer the phone.
But that's so cute because your mom becomes part of the whole thing.
Yes, that's true.
So that's nice.
That is true. Although
You're
I was
supposed to have your mom.
I know my mom's going to be on it. But listen, I was doing this big boot camp for a law firm because sometimes I go in and I do, like, instead of doing, like, speeches, they clear out a conference room, and these women come at the end of, it's for, like, all the women at this law firm, and we do a big coaching, like, boot camp where they just sweat it out, and all the frustrating, like, moments of their day just come out, and I love that. Anyway, I had my phone hooked up to a big speaker system. My friend Josh Glack called, and I'm like, hello, and before I could ever say, like, you're on speakerphone, he's like, hey, I'm like, listen, I'm in a room full of women. He's like, you slaving with any of them? I'm like, Josh, you're on speakerphone. He's like, you should say that. I'm like, you didn't give me a chance to. He's like, well, I'm mortified. I'm going to get going. I'm like, oh, yeah, now's a good time for you to get going. I'm still in it.
That is hilarious.
So that's usually the kind of thing my mom does, but this time it was Joshy, so that was good. Why am I telling you this? I have no idea.
Because we were talking about, like, getting it all out.
Getting it all out.
So those women probably got it all out, and then, like, the conversation is probably great after that. It's like when your endorphins are flowing. I feel like people
Corey
are
should
so
go from
real.
a soul class to a psychotherapy class. You would probably
I should.
right? Wouldn't that be
Yes.
amazing?
Yes.
Yes.
I think I might do that.
All right, so tell me again. So, exit 36 if you're coming from New York City, exit 37 if you're coming from the Hamptons or out east.
Yes.
Who's listening? Seriously.
I
Who's
mean,
listening?
really, just come and get your moment of truth, and we will sprinkle some happiness into your life.
How do you not want that? Who wouldn't want that? I want that. I want you to sprinkle something in my life is what I need right now after
And
the weekend
vice-
I just
and
had,
vice
and vice
versa.
versa. You know what we should do is we should go take a soul class. I'll put together an insane. The way you love music, and music could move you, or it
my
could
God.
keep you from moving,
Right.
right? Because you're drawn and pushed and moved
Yes,
by whatever music it is.
totally.
I'll put together half of a playlist. You give me your half of a playlist. Let's go take a soul cycle class together. Let's come out and then let's have our own little psychotherapy session.
That would be insane. We
Let's
could
do
sit
it.
in the moment of truth.
I love it.
And, like, really go at it.
I will
Periscope
give
it?
you. Yeah, we'll Periscope it. But I'll give you your moment
Okay.
from a physical standpoint because I know the body very well, and you give it to me from a beauty standpoint because I don't know that much about that.
Right.
And then we just splash back and forth in our moments, and I bet you we come to something pretty grand and awesome at the end of it.
And then we're gonna have
Well,
the
we'll
therapist
collab.
there.
Oh yeah, then the therapist will be like, wrong,
And the therapy session's gonna be live?
wrong, and wrong.
My therapist, you know, it's funny talking about that. He agreed. Well, no, he didn't. He thought about it after because it would like jeopardize his patient-client relationships.
If he
I
dated
wanted,
you?
No, I wanted to be.
Because that to me is like shy of that. What could jeopardize the relationship?
When we did the Secret to Live show, I wanted him because he was so all for it.
How
like,
could we
to
not
be-
even say that? She was on Bravo.
I know, I
She's
was.
so cool.
Oh
she
my
was on a
God.
reality show on Bravo.
And I
That's
really
so
held
awesome,
nothing back.
Corey.
I like give it all.
Why not? You get one go around. This isn't dress
One.
rehearsal. This is your
I
life.
agree. This
Is your life, right? So
That's
why
it.
hold anything back ever? Every single moment, there's one more moment in your life in this big, huge book of whatever
Right.
it is that we're all sort of created. You might as well be you.
So we'll get a non-professional
We'll
therapist.
get enough. Well, literally, we'll
Has
get
no,
we'll get someone that random person on the street. We'll get a guy like Garib Shamus. You know who Garib is?
No.
Garib's the most amazing guy I've ever met. Garib started Comic-Con, right? So his head is like genius.
Right.
But then after he made this incredibly successful thing, the guy goes, you know what? I want to start something else that's also as equally genius as this, but something he may not have been amazing at. Art, right? And then he starts it, he starts painting, he starts creating. It turns out he is amazing at that. That's the moron that gets 1,600 on his SATs without even studying.
Oh my God.
You know the type.
Oh, I
you
wanna
know the
meet
type
him.
that
He could
walks
be our therapist,
in,
yes.
and you go, and you're like, did you study for the test last night? And he's like, I mean, I looked it over. And meanwhile, you haven't slept in 8 days because you're
Right.
like, I think I studied. I think I know everything. And he walks out and he's like, yeah, it was easy. And you're like, I didn't get question 1 through 18. I don't even know what that was all about. Everyone went to school with a guy like, oh my gosh, Garib is here. I had no idea. You're sitting right there. Garib, this is Corey.
That's so cool.
Corey, this is Garib. We're going to talk to Garib right after this.
And what did you get on your
Amazing.
SATs?
Should
Now
we
I'm
ask
like,
what you got on your SATs?
Like in the 1200s. And I didn't study.
I
Didn't
hate you.
study.
See? Garib, this is Corey.
nice to meet
Corey.
you.
Corey, this is Garib.
See ya.
Okay, Corey,
All right.
you're amazing. We're going to talk to Garib in a second.
Oh,
he brought a young
right.
person with him. Sit down. We're going to end up
okay.
right now. Is there anything I forgot?
I mean, like, we have like years of catching up here.
You and I mean, we go back like at least a week and a half.
We
I
do.
just feel like there's so much more that we need to get into. Will you come back again?
I would love to.
Your advice
I love
was
this
fantastic.
area.
Yeah? I love what you have to say. I love the fact that you have this amazing experience and you're so honest about it. I'm so tired of the world sort of padding everything with like powdered sugar is what I call it. That if you shake it too hard, it all kind of sprinkles
Oh my
off.
God.
No,
I
just tell it like it is.
yeah, I'll tell you even more like it is. The further we like get into our relationship here,
We're in a relationship now, so that's
we're in a relationship.
I kind of like
Jenna.
it.
But you know, that's my whole thing. Life is relationships.
Yes, the first thing
Relationships. It's like I have a relationship with the guy behind the deli counter.
Yeah.
I'm so nice to him, so he cuts my turkey extra thin.
Love
You know what?
that.
The mean people that are like on the phone, like half a pound of turkey.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
That's the most important thing you said
Relationships.
since you came here. Like, that's the best thing that you said. For real. You treat people, all people, that way, it all comes back to you.
Well, I want to be treated that way.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, I hope I treated you well.
Oh my God.
You're the best. I love you. You're absolutely adorable.
We
and
didn't get a
wonderful.
picture of you guys last time. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
let's
okay.
talk about that on the
Why
show
don't you
because
do
that's
it?
important. All right,
It's
we're going
not
to take
important?
a break. We're
You
going to
wanna
come
set
back.
I'm actually going to leave it.
You're going to leave it on? Sure.
Because you got me upset.
Should
Because I got you upset?
Should we do a selfie?
Yeah, let's do a
I'll
selfie.
do a selfie now.
And then Garrett's going to come on. You know, Mr. 1600
I never liked
on
how I
his
look,
SATs.
so-
I never. Look at you and look at me. She's like, and I'm like,
Oh, I hate that.
oh, my face looks terrible.
Wait, I just heard it.
You
Wait,
shut
We're
the whole
still
camera
wait,
off.
my right
we actually,
side.
Dad, you want to take a picture?
I'm like,
Let me
what's
take
her
my-
name?
let me take-
Ariana Grande. I only like my right side.
How do I look? I just gave myself whiplash. Oh.
Isn't it better like this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You could land a plane on my forehead in that picture. It looks so big. It would be a small plane. Like just a really small plane.
Which
though.
one do you like better, if you like any of them? Or
Okay.
would you like them to take it?
I mean, I don't know. You look great in all of them.
Should we just take it like
Yeah,
this
we'll just
way?
take one. Is this riveting? Are you guys
Yeah, this
riveted?
is great. This is
It's
great.
all about like the selfie or the picture or whatever.
See, I am wearing pants.
Oh.
Well, you know, I mean, every time you see me, I will, unless we do a sauce, like I will always be dressed up. I'll always
Gina
dressed
says
up.
not to put yourself down.
Who, me?
Gina, I don't know.
I was born self-deprecating. I was born and I was like,
I feel like all women
My
have
body
that. And
is
if you
so-
don't, you're like,
no, you just have to do it. Just put yourself down and deal with it. Okay.
All right, 1, 2, 3. I took a few.
Did thank you, Garrett. You're the best.
okay.
I'm gonna give that a thumbs up, no matter what it looks like. Now that you see all my gum, my iced coffee, my water.
So we're done?
Yeah, I
Are you
think
checking
so.
everything?
Are you
All right,
taking a
we're
break
back.
or we're not taking a break?
We're going to take a break and then we'll get Jared.
We're gonna
Peace
take a
and
short
love.
break.
Peace and love.
Go visit her spa. It's amazing, and I adore her. Corey, thanks a million.
Thank
You're
you.
always such a pleasure.